Well, good evening, everyone. And we start with our WFA Weather Alert Day. Tuesday afternoon, tomorrow afternoon, right through Wednesday morning. The impact, more thunderstorms, heavy rain's a possibility. We could even see some hail, quarter, maybe up to $half size, some 50 to 60 mile per hour winds. The tornado threat's not zero, but it is a very low threat as we head through the afternoon and also as we head through the evening and overnight tomorrow. So what do you need? You need to stay updated on the forecast. You may need to adjust your outdoor plans, and please download WFA Plus to your TV. There we are. It's a slight risk to an enhanced risk of severe weather during the time frame that I mentioned, afternoon into the evening, into the early part of the overnight. It's the hail, the wind. That's the biggest concern as we head through that time frame. Clouds are increasing right now. It's cloudy overnight. There's 8 o'clock tomorrow morning and then noon. So maybe a spotty shower during the morning hours. As we head through the day tomorrow, just like last Friday, there's going to be a strong cap in place. Pretty stout cap. Now, if that cap is able to, if there's a weakness in it, or if the cap, a thunderstorm is able to break through the cap, we could have a severe thunderstorm very quickly. But right now, this model and all the models show the cap holds, other than a little shower here, maybe a rumble of thunder, a non-severe thunderstorm. There we are at 5 o'clock, and there we are at 6 and 7 o'clock. But the main line of activity, here it comes, as it's moving into the Dallas-Fort Worth area, it will still run into a decent cap, maybe not as strong as it was at 4, 5, 6 o'clock tomorrow, but as it moves in, watch this, that line starts to weaken. That's midnight tomorrow night. I'll be back in a few minutes. I'll have the overnight thunderstorm forecast for tomorrow night and what the rest of the week looks like, including the weekend, all coming up.
Download WFAA Plus to make sure you're prepared for the storms as they arrive, and tune in to our streaming app for live updates and watch our live radar anytime. Our streaming app is free to download to your TV.
It was a wild day for oil prices that we will feel at the pump.
Yeah, tonight investors are concerned the war in Iran could severely disrupt our energy supply.
It started with a record surge for oil prices this morning, reaching nearly $120 a barrel, but before plunging late this afternoon after President Trump said the war could soon be over. Teresa Woodard talks to an energy expert about the impact.
Every day, the Texas economy is running on oil and gas. Monday had the oil and gas industry running wild.
What has today been like for you?
It's been a roller coaster and a what if.
Ray Trevino III has an oil and gas exploration and production company in Fort Worth. He watched oil spike to nearly $120 a barrel in the morning, then fall to almost $80 in the afternoon.
The economies of the world are reflected in the price of oil.
And the world is uncertain. About 500,000 Texans make a living off oil and gas. When oil costs more, they make more, so Texans benefit. But at the same time,
$150 to $200 a barrel does not help out anybody, okay?
Texans suffer because gas prices go up too. And when gas costs more, we all pay more for everything.
That sweet spot's $80. Between $75 and $85 is the economical sweet spot, to where oil and gas producers are making money. More importantly, shareholders and stakeholders and investors are making money. And also, most importantly, the economy has room to still thrive and grow.
Politics does influence price.
I knew oil prices would go up if I did this, and they've gone up probably less than I thought they'd go up.
And oil fell when the president indicated the war in Iran is wrapping up.
Are you thinking this week it will be over?
No,
Are you talking
but soon.
about days?
I think so.
Well, Teresa is with us from the newsroom now, where she's been keeping an eye on the market after hours. What are you seeing right now, T?
Yeah, Cynthia, we have really been tracking this, especially in the hours since President Trump spoke this evening. I want to give you a live look at oil futures right now. You can see that blue line and the spike it took earlier today. It's really been pretty steady all evening, though, running at about $83 to $88 per barrel. We just checked. It's almost at $89 a barrel right now. That is right in the sweet spot that Trevino was talking about. But the last week or so is certainly a reminder that volatility in the industry is so closely related to uncertainty all across the world. Chris?
Yeah, Teresa, the remains of an American soldier returned to the U.S. in the past hour after he was fatally wounded during an attack by Iran. Vice President J.D. Vance attended tonight's dignified transfer at Dover Air Force Base. Sergeant Benjamin Pennington was at an air base in Saudi Arabia when it was hit by an Iranian airstrike. The 26-year-old Kentucky native is the 7th service member to die since the war began. But tonight, President Trump says the operation is ahead of schedule and will soon be coming to an end.
We're achieving major strides toward completing our military objective. And some people could say they're pretty well complete.
That said, we've seen strikes continue across the Middle East, and a top Iranian official now says Tehran is prepared for a long war.
The start of the war left thousands of Americans stranded in the Middle East looking for a safe way home. Kevin Reese shows us the emotional reunion between a North Texas man and his family tonight.
Hey, Daddy's going to come out those windows and we're all going to get to give him big huggies and kissies.
Whitney Blackman and the two oldest of her three children.
Hey, Camden. Camden, Daddy's coming. Come on.
Waited at international arrivals at DFW Airport.
Who's going to see him first?
For a long overdue reunion.
There were definitely some anxiety-inducing moments.
Anxiety because her husband Ryan Blackman, like thousands of other Americans, got stranded in the Middle East. His connecting flight home from Doha canceled mid-flight and ordered to return to the airport when the fighting started in Iran.
About to exit Qatar.
An emergency 8-hour bus trip to Saudi Arabia for a new flight didn't go without a hitch either.
Met with an accident, going about 50 miles an hour, just ran straight into the back of a semi-truck.
A new bus would finally get him to Riyadh and flights to Athens, London, and then Dallas.
Dada!
Where his family greeted him on Monday night.
Dada's home, huh? That's so exciting. I'm so happy you're home. Feel good?
Yeah. I feel a sense of relief right now.
Ryan Blackman is a consultant, works with accounting firms in India, makes this trip a half dozen times each year.
I do feel like as I separate myself from the experience, probably a little bit more fear will set back in of just what could have happened.
He says he's grateful for the U.S. embassies in Doha and Riyadh that helped get him home. But given that his 7-day trip turned into 17, he's probably staying put in Frisco for a bit.
It's going to be a long time, I think, before I'm able to come back to DFW and make an international trip. And I'm not sad about that. You know, I'm happy to be home and keep my feet here on Texas soil for a little while.
While trying not to think of what might have been and continues to happen on foreign soil half a world away.
All right.
At DFW Airport, I'm Kevin Reese.
And tonight we've learned some SMU students and faculty forced to shelter in place in Dubai last week have made it back home. SMU says their graduate students and staff returned safely to Dallas, and they thank the many team members who helped support the group and coordinate their return.
We just got to look at some new numbers showing how many families have applied for the state's new school voucher program. The state comptroller's office has received more than 160,000 applications so far, nearly 80% of them for private schools, and the rest are for homeschool or other facilities. If we break it down by grade level, the vast majority are for pre-K, nearly 21,000 applications. March 17th is the deadline to apply, after which the comptroller's office will allocate funding to eligible families, and that lottery will prioritize students with disabilities and those from low or middle income families. But keep an eye on the wait list. That's what the state legislature will use to determine funding in future years.
New tonight, 2 North Texas school superintendents announced their retirements. Holly Ferguson is stepping down as superintendent of Prosper ISD. She has spent 23 years with the district, starting as a 3rd grade teacher and rising through the ranks to the top job. She says she will retire at the end of the year and encouraged teachers to keep making miracles happen. And Irving ISD superintendent Magna Hernandez says she plans to retire in December. Her retirement concludes a 34-year career in public education, including 8 years as the district superintendent. She says serving Irving ISD has been an honor, with every decision based on her students' needs.
Now to a live look at Love Field and DFW Airport, both getting ready for a busy spring break rush. Fortunately, we haven't seen the long lines at TSA security checkpoints like passengers did in Houston and New Orleans. The partial government shutdown of the Department of Homeland Security is causing a shortage of agents, leading to some of those long delays. AAA is advising flyers to arrive early and use your airline's app to track any cancellations and delays. Despite the rising gas prices we reported earlier, even more people are expected to hit the road over spring break.
We tend to see more road trips. The weather warms up. Texas is expected to be one of the states with the highest amount of car rentals this spring break, according to our partner Hertz.
And if you're flying somewhere and you need a rental car, just advise you need to book now or face a low selection for available vehicles.
Tens of thousands will travel to North Texas this summer for the FIFA World Cup. And tonight we're getting our first glimpse at Fan Fest. Crews are busy transforming Fair Park to host a massive watch party over 39 days. It'll cover 1 million square feet from Dos Equis Pavilion to lots 9 and 10. At any one time, 35,000 fans can watch the matches on a big screen while enjoying live entertainment and great food.
We'll have 750,000 plus or minus tickets at AT&T Stadium. There'll be more than 1.5 million people that go to FIFA Fan Fest at Fair Park, and it's free.
Crews are also building the International Broadcast Center inside the Kay Bailey Hutchison Convention Center. It'll be home to 4,500 members of the media with the ability to broadcast matches worldwide.